Hey everyone, this is Jono from Veracity with another video in my video series. This one on changing data while forwarding to another LRS. In the last video, we talked a little bit about forwarding data from one LRS to another, and now we're going to go ahead and change data a little bit. We'll note that the scripts that we're going to write here are Veracity Query Language, VQL scripts. I'll spend some time in some future videos getting into the syntax and the different things that you can do. For today's video, we're just going to really do some simple things just to show you that the capability is there. If you were interested in just basic forwarding, check out last week's video. And I'll put links in the description to some relevant videos. Okay, today we are going to go right into a demonstration, and this one, I'm going to have two browsers open, so hopefully this doesn't get too confusing, but we've got Learner Portal Demo. This is one LRS, and we've got Demo 2, a second LRS, and in the last session, we built a forwarding rule that takes all data that comes into the Learner Portal Demo and sends it over to Demo 2. Again, look in the description. The video will be in there if you're interested in how that works. So we've got this forwarding rule. You can get to this, by the way, management statement forwarding. It's also available under the all management tools. And this is what it looks like. You know, this is our forwarding rule. We're forwarding to this Demo 2 LRS, and we've got our access key information here. I noted last time in the video that, let's see if I can, there we go, that we wouldn't talk about this, but today we are going to talk about transform scripts, what we're going to do here with some VQL. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to update this script a little bit, and instead of forwarding everything, which is what the title says, we're just going to forward a subset of the data. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to click this plus way over on the right hand side. That's a little hard. Let me just point it out here as well. This right here has to do with this. So I know it's a little spread out here on this screen, but what I want to do is turn off my pointer and add a new script. So that'll pop open this add a script page. Let's call this, how about we'll call it forward completions. This script filters by the completed verb. So all we're going to do in this case is we are going to write some VQL here. It's going to be an object. It's going to have a filter stage. Again, I'll get into some of the syntax, you know, in the future videos on VQL. It's definitely its own topic. Filter has a sub-object, and what we're going to say is that our verb, in quotes, our verb.id equal to some value. And, you know, I just don't know it off the top of my head, so let's go into xAPI data statements. Let's find a completed verb. That's a good one. And let's grab the ID. Back to our script editor. It's probably going to bring some extra quotes, but we'll get rid of it. Oh, good. No problem. We'll get rid of the extra quotes. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so now all we've done is we've written some VQL. The VQL has a filter stage where it's just filtering out stuff where the verb ID is completed. And I can go ahead and save that script. All right, so now we have the save script. So when I am on my page that's kind of editing my upstreams, I can actually select a script. So now you'll see in the dropdown where we had none before, we have the forward completion script. And I'm going to go ahead and select that and basically save the changes. Okay, so now we're in pretty good shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the xAPI lab tool for just sending some ad hoc statements. And the first thing that I'm going to do here is let's make a john@doe.com, and our user will be John Doe. And, I guess let's just call this example 1, 2, 3, example for forwarding, just so it's clear. Okay, good. So what we're currently doing is we've got this user. Let's just go down to the statement. We've got John Doe. In this case, they are answering, answered verb, and the thing that they are answering is some example activity. So really just a sample statement, but I'm going to go ahead and send this. All right, great. So now if I were to, do I have this statement open anywhere? I do. So if I were to go into the LRS where I just sent this, we're going to see John Doe answered and my example activity for forwarding, just like you would expect. I'm going to go to my other LRS. This is the one that the forwarding rule points to. And you'll see I don't have it. I don't have an answered. Well, that's because we attached a script and we said only send completions. So let's go back into our xAPI lab. Let's send, we'll do an exited. Let's send that. All right, sent. And now let's send a completed. That'd be in the list somewhere. There it is, completed. Send that statement. And I don't know, let's send one more. Exited. Send statement. So we've sent 4 statements. And if we were to come into our statement viewer here and refresh, you'll see John Doe answered, exited, completed, and exited again. So these are all in the source LRS. If we go to demo 2, where the data is to be going, and refresh this one, you'll see we have John Doe completed. Because again, we've attached that script to the forwarding rules. We're not forwarding everything anymore. We're only filtering by the completed statements. So only completed stuff will come upstream. So that's pretty useful. We'll do one other little thing in this video in order to keep it kind of short. Let's go back into our script. We can just edit our script in the script editor. And I'm going to add another stage here. We're going to add process stage. Again, this is kind of VQL stuff that I'll cover in a future video. Process is an array. So let's do that. And then in there, we need an object. Great. And we're going to, let's see, we're going to add fields. All right, and what we're going to do is our original data does not include a context platform, which is part of context that you can say, what kind of system or what version of a tool or whatever is sending the data. So in this case, we're just going to add that this is coming from xAPI lab. All right, I think I got the syntax right. So we're still only doing completed verbs. That's the only thing we're going to send. And when we get verbs that are completed, we're going to do something. We're going to add a field, context flat platform, and we're going to set it equal to xAPI lab. So let's save that script. I guess I got the syntax correct. All right, great. So just like last time, we're going to come into xAPI lab. I don't know, let's send something. We'll send a failed, just so we can see that it's still filtering. Send statements. Great. And now let's send completed again, which is the one that should trigger our forward. Send statement. Okay, great. So now back at the statement viewer, let's refresh this again. We'll see both of those, the failed and the completed. Note if I open this one up, it's actor verb object. We don't have any context because we didn't send any, set any in this LRS. Now we did forward completions over here, so let's refresh this. Now we'll have our second completion, and if we open it up, you'll see that this one does indeed have context, platform, xAPI lab. So we've not only just forwarded a subset of the data, we've actually modified it. In this case, just with a static value, but you get the idea that this can be really powerful. Often you'll see a noisy LRS that gets all of the data, and then that data is kind of filtered down to a more manageable set and forwarded elsewhere and maybe changed on the way. That kind of thing happens pretty often. Just one other quick note. We are applying the saved script, VQL script, to forwarding rules. However, if you go into management and access keys, you'll notice that your access keys also have the ability to add a script. You can add a script when the data is written. So, hey, this data is coming in from an activity. I want to attach a script and do something or filter stuff out or make changes. And that would actually change it in the database when it's stored, the source. Or read transform script. So this is, hey, I have already stored the data, and now when I read with this access key, I want you to run this script and change it just when I'm reading. So it's not only forwarding rules, even though that's what we're talking about today, where you can attach these scripts, it's some other things like access keys as well. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and stop there today. This video got pretty long. There's a lot more that we can discuss with VQL, and we'll get into that in some future videos. If you like these videos, click the subscribe or like buttons. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.